Hello everyone and welcome to the 15th episode of my Morytania only Ironman series. In the last episode we killed Ranis Draken and managed to complete our last quest for a while, A Taste of Hope. We also easily got our first maple log, which we can use to make a maple shortbow, which will help us a lot with barrows when we decide to go for that big grind. In this episode we will be working on our barrows gear and try to get both the maple shortbow and a couple of other upgrades which we are long due for. Starting off here in the background you can see the first hard trek on this account where we are trying to get ores. We get a lot of ores from temple trekking and we can use that to make steel arrows, which will be our best way of training fletching all the way until level 65 for the U shortbow then. All in all, we're going to need about 750 bars worth of ores to supplement our ores we have gotten from the swamp crabs and other random drops in order to be able to get to level 50 for this maple shortbow, which will aid us greatly against RM with his low-ranged defense. Also, just before I forget, last episode we reached 1000 subscribers, so thank you all so much. It's been incredible for me just seeing how this channel has grown over the past few months, and I hope to grow even more in the next period. And of course I still have a bunch of videos to catch up on before I catch up to my real life progress, so we are still looking at a bunch more content before I need to stagger my release somewhat. And here you see the reason we do hard treks: 144 coal, 72 iron, enough for 72 steel bars. Oh, and I actually didn't notice before now, look at our chat. We are level 46 prayer. Killing the guests in temple trekking actually rewards fairly decent amounts of prayer experience. The ones I'm killing here in Route 3 seems to give me about 160 prayer XP each. So I might actually have to look into training prayer using these instead of the other alternatives. You can get a good amount of guests if you just use the hard follower to spawn more of them, and while they're certainly a lot more difficult to kill than the regular guests, once we get high enough level of gear, we might be able to kill them without needing to prayer flick, in which case I think this would be a good way to train prayer. While also training smithing, of course. I've seen enough hentai to know where this is going, and this scene might actually be a good inspiration for some art. In all seriousness though, this is the reason why we're bringing our adamant dagger, the swamp boaty event right here with the tentacle monster. If you poison just one of its parts, all of them get poisoned, which is very nice because it saves a lot of time in the long run since we have terrible weapons and stats. That's what I think about your anime. Now I'm just thinking aloud here again, but the nail beasts also drop big bones, and we have a few sources of prayer experience, so let's just think about it for a bit. Gas give 30 XP each, and have like 30 hit points. They are also very abundant, but extremely painful to kill because of all the clicking required and because of all the recharging of the druid's pouch and the fact that they run away after being visible. They're just terrible. So the big bones from the nail beasts we can save for the ectophuntus and use it there, which grants us a bunch more experience. If we're using the easy followers, we don't really get that many of these monsters, so not that good XP. But if we use the hard followers, we get a bunch more of the monsters. I think the difference is that there's 3 of them when we use the easy follower, and I think there's 7 of them if we use the hard follower, which is a huge increase. I'm not too sure about the numbers, so don't quote me on it, but let's do the math with that just for now. First of all, an event with nail beasts will give us then 7 big bones, which we can use for 60 XP each at the ectophuntus. In total, if we save all these big bones, we will get 420 XP from one event. And as for the guests, 7 guests 160 XP each gives us a total of 1120 prayer XP per event. Considering the time it takes to kill these, as of now, it's not that great, but it might be better once we get some barrows upgrades and maybe the whip. And of course we also get the secondary ingredients of the temple trekking rewards themselves, which is either XP or lobsters or seeds or ores, which we can use to train other skills. So combining them might actually be viable. But we're probably not going to do that until way down the line once we have a ton of upgrades to make farming them simpler. Alright, so I have been very busy in trying to get all the coal and iron we need, so I've done a lot of these runs now, and they give about 65 to 70 each, and as you can see here, we now have 900 iron ore and 1781 coal. This should be enough to get us all the way to the fletching level we require, that is level 50 fletching for the maple shortbow. Now each hard run took me about 12 to 14 minutes. It probably could have been a lot faster if I had been a bit better at flicking though. Unfortunately, this might have been the quickest ingredient to get for the steel arrows we need to make. We also need a lot of arrow shafts and we need a lot of feathers, which will take so long. But let's just smith these first and get a ton of XP. And we are back at the forge. Smelting the ores here is just so satisfying, man. When we actually get to this point, I really feel like we have deserved the XP because it takes so long to gather all the ores. Although it's a lot faster now. But it's just so nice. First of many, here is 37 smithing. And I think it's time for a level up montage. Alright, so we have just finished our last steel bars here, and look at that beautiful bank. 13.8k steel arrow tips. That's a lot of steel arrow tips. We need to get a bunch more of these arrow shafts now. We need to get the same amount, of course. We'll also need to get feathers afterwards, but you don't even understand how big of a deal the Dragon's Medallion was when we smithed. First of all, it didn't take up an inventory space, and second of all, it halved the walking distance we needed for each and every smithing trip, so that's just amazing. But anyways, let's head off to Dragontooth Isle and grab some logs for fletching. First highlight here at Dragontooth Isle, here is level 45 woodcutting. Now, compared to the smithing, there's not really going to be a lot of highlights here, since the XP rate is terrible when it comes to chopping regular logs and fletching them into arrow shafts. Possibly the only fletching level we will get on this island. Here's level 36 fletching. But oh my god, guys, have you all heard the music of Dragontooth Isle? It's so nice. I really like it. I've just been having it on, actually, while fletching. It's so nice. We are almost done with all the arrow shafts we need on this island, and here comes the last woodcutting level, level 47 woodcutting, and we also got 1050 total level. That's really nice. Anyways, I will meet you at the chicken farm once we're done. This is our new life at the farm. While we have trained farming previously on the patch over there, this is how real farmers do it in the modern age. Repeatedly slaying chickens confined in a small space is where it's at. And even more lucky for us, we don't even have to breed chickens to slay them. We can just kill them because they are infinitely respawning undead chickens. Now let's get so many feathers. Oh, it's going to take so long. Of course I didn't think of it for a while because I had a bunch of problems actually seeing the chickens since they have about the same color as the bones, so I didn't see them that quickly until they moved, but RuneLite has me covered with the highlighter, of course. We're almost halfway done with the feathers as well. Almost 5 hours of killing chickens, but we are done now. Let us start this fletching training. Oh my god. The XP drops are just so good. And they better be as well, because my hand is absolutely killing me after killing over 2,000 chickens. Most of it I did in one session, so I can show you the loot from that session on screen right now. This is the most exciting loot you will ever see in RuneScape. So we are just finishing up our last arrow shafts here right now, and we've already gotten 4 fletching levels from this. We are now level 40. We just need like 10 more levels. We just need exactly 10 more levels until we can make our maple short bow, and then we can kill barrows. But oh, look at that. 75 XP drops. This is the fastest we gain XP on this account, except for XP tomes. Oh, never mind. Well, there's level 41 fletching, and I'll meet you on the other side, I guess. 45 fletching here, that grants us access to mithril arrows. I just wanted a change of scenery, so we are here at TOB right now, but I really wanted to just have an actual animation for fletching these. Just look at me standing there dumbfounded while making these arrows. It's so weird. We are at the end game now, boys. Here's level 50 fletching. Now we can make the maple short bow, which we have worked so hard for in the past episode. First, of course, we will finish the rest of our arrows to get that sweet stack of steel arrows for range training later. We have donned our swamp survival kit, and let us fletch these logs. Make sure to click the short bow and not the arrow shafts and string it. There we go. Look at it. It's beautiful. Oh man. That is some nice stuff. And these are the arrows we have from progress this episode. I'm going to withdraw 5,000 of them and just, I don't know, go train a bit. Yeah. No. I won't train. I know somewhere we can test this thing out. What else would I be talking about than these blobby cute little balls of love? And hopefully balls of black boots. I can already tell you that this is going a lot faster than what it used to do. And now I have decided that I will not leave this place until I either run out of arrows or I get my black boots. This, I swear, on Gothic's left buttocks. Of course, I didn't expect this to go easily, so, well, here is our first ranged level of this trip, level 65 ranged. Oh, look at those. We got them finally. Look at that. Oh, those are some amazing stats, and they will look great too. Now, we already got 4 rune med helms from the Bloodwelds before we actually got the black boots, so we've been here a while. So actually I stayed a bit longer on the Bloodwelds and got like 3 more kills, and of course I got my second pair of black boots right after that. And now I am going to train some ranged, but I will end this episode off right here. Thank you all so much for watching as usual, I really appreciate it. It's unfortunately been a long time since I released my last video, but I've had to focus on a bunch of real life things in the past few weeks. Also, my backlog of clips is growing ever larger as I fall further and further behind my real life progress. But as usual, please give me some feedback in the comment section below, and remember to like and subscribe if you would like to see more, and I will see you all very soon.